Okay, so I just have this um, orange thing here just so that it won't put a glare on the video really quickly. But hello, welcome back to my channel, Crocheters Creed. Today we are going to be making panini from Chowder. Now I have a lot of yarn that I'm going to incorporate in this project. If you don't have certain yarn and you do have felt, I would recommend using the felt, but I'm going to show you what materials as far as yarn you'll need, and then we'll go from there. So you will of course need some pink yarn, some lime green yarn, and some white yarn. You will also need yellow yarn. I have just a little bit of this black yarn. And for her eyes, they're sort of like a deeper pink, but this was the only pink that I have on hand. It's like a mix and match of certain pinks. So I'm using this for the eyes. If you don't have the proper colors and you do have felt, I would recommend using that. If you don't have the pink, you could use pink felt for that portion. And I also have red for her nose and the inside of her mouth, and the orange is for also the mouth part. But if you don't have felt, of course, you can use red yarn or red felt or orange yarn if you don't have the felt. You can substitute the felt for yarn or substitute the yarn for felt, depending on what you want to do. But I'll have that in the description. And then you will also need a 3.5 millimeter hook, a 3 millimeter hook, some scissors. I don't have my yarn needle with me, but you will need a yarn needle, a stitch marker. Of course, you will need stuffing, and you will most likely need a glue gun if you have felt. And if you're not using felt for anything, then you won't need a glue gun. I prefer to glue on my things because it's faster, but if you aren't using felt, chances are you may not need the glue gun. The glue gun is also optional. And of course you'll need stuffing, and that's it. Let's get started. So I like to start my projects, for those who've been watching me for a bit now, I like to start my projects from the bottom up. So I'm going to start with the magic circle. And you're gonna do your chain one. Now you're gonna put 8 single crochet into that magic circle. So that's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you're gonna pull that through, and you're gonna go into that first stitch that you did, and you're gonna do a single crochet. Now you're gonna add your stitch marker. Where did I put my stitch marker? Crap. I'm just gonna get out a new one. Oh, it's right here. Okay. You're gonna add your stitch marker. And for rows 1 through 10, well, I'm sorry, 1 through 11. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Lord, I was about to get messed up. Okay. You have your 8 single crochet. Now for row 1, you are going to you're going to start off with an increase. And you're going to do 1 single crochet in that next stitch, then do an increase in that next stitch. And you're going to repeat this pattern all the way around for row 1. So increase, single crochet, increase, single crochet all the way around. And since I'm pretty much almost done with that, I'm just going to show it on camera. Increase, increase, 1 single crochet. And you're going to do 1 single crochet in that stitch with the stitch marker. I'm coming, baby. and then you're going to move your stitch marker. Now, I want to make sure I get this right because that was row 1 and I had that written down wrong. So for row 1, you are going to increase. All right, so with the row 1, we did the magic circle with 8 single crochet. I mean, the starting thing, you do a magic circle with 8 single crochet. Your row 1, you're just going to single crochet and increase around. And for rows 2 through 11, you're going to single crochet around. Did I say that right? It'll be in the description. I'm so sorry. My mind is all over the place. You did your magic circle with the 8 single crochet. Row 1 was an increase single crochet, repeat. Rows 2 through 11, you're going to single crochet in every stitch around. Sorry, I had to get my cat. We just got her spayed, so she woke up, poor thing. But if you hear any jingle, that's her. And if the video cuts or pauses, I'm just getting her and making sure she doesn't jump up on anything. All right, now, of course, for your legs, you're going to make 2. And these are my 2 legs here. Now, after you've made your 2 legs, you're going to chain 5 and join your legs. So I chain my 5, join my legs. Now I chain my 5, join my legs. Now I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to add my stitch marker again. And for this is now starting row 12 because you know we did those 11 rows, and we're going to just single crochet around everything. So around the legs, through the oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't even in the thing. Around the legs, down the chain. Now I'm going to single crochet around this leg because I forgot to add more yarn onto this. But I'm going to single crochet around the leg, and I'm going to come back when I get to the chain. Ooh, that is, gotta make sure that's tight. All right, now I've made it to the chain. Tie that a little bit more. So I'm going to go into that first chain on that loop, and you're just going to go in. If I can get in there. You're going to go in and single crochet just down that chain, and make sure you don't twist it, but you just single crochet down the chain. And then once you get back up back up from the chain, you're just going to single crochet back around the other leg. That might twist, come on. And then what I like to do is that stitch right there that's directly underneath the chain, I like to go in there to just join it better. And then you just single crochet back around. And I'm going to pause it. But you're going to single crochet back around this until you get back to the other side of the chain, and I'll come back and show you just on camera what to do. But just single crochet back around the leg, or this right leg. All right, now you've gotten back down to your chain. Now this side is going to be a little awkward looking, but you're just going to single crochet down that side of the chain, if I can find it. Oh, come on, what is happening? All right, now we got to that stitch marker there. So we're just going to go back into that stitch marker and just do a single crochet, and we're going to move our stitch marker. Now that was for row 12. So Panini has a pretty slender frame. So, oh wait, hold on. Give me one moment. Now because I don't want her to be just a square going up, I'm going to make her legs bow out a little bit more. And I like doing this just to sort of give the figure a little bit of a shape, or so they don't look just boxy. So for row 13, you're going to, in the pattern, it's just going to say you're going to single crochet around and increase on the sides of the legs. So really on the side of the leg, so she's facing, this is the front, we've gotten here, this, whatever is in the middle part, the stitch that sort of goes down the middle of the leg, that's the stitch that you want to do the increase in. It's really no particular stitch. You would just eyeball it really. So because this is the center stitch going down the side of the leg, I'm going to do an increase in here. And that's my increase. And you're just going to single crochet back down the other side. I'm trying to block this. I might have to do it with this here. I'm trying to block that because I think that's a main reason why my videos will keep going in and out, because the camera's trying to focus on the spot above me because the light's right there. So you're going to single crochet back down that chain that you made, which now should be more pronounced. The stitches should be more pronounced. It'll be easier to go in there. And now we're back near the other leg. So we're just going to keep single crocheting around. And we're almost there. So again, I'm just looking at how my leg lines up. This is now the side of the leg, and I feel like that stitch right there is pretty much straight down. So I'm going to go into that next stitch and do an increase, and then you're just going to single crochet back around till you get to your stitch marker. So for row 13, it's going to be written in the written pattern as you're going to single crochet around and increase on both sides of the legs. And since I'm almost there, I'll just show it on camera. All right, and you're going to move your stitch marker, and that was for row 13. All right, so after row 13, for row 14 through 20, you are going to just single crochet in every stitch around. So rows 14 through 20, remember to single crochet in every stitch around. Now when you get done with that, it's going to start to look like this. Now I'm going to start to stuff mine just because the closer you get to the top, you know, it gets a little tighter. So to make it easier, because I like to stuff mine before I get to the torso. It just makes it a little harder to stuff if you get too far in and don't do the legs first. So I'm going to stuff mine. Do your rows 14 through 20. No, you don't. You better stop. Don't you dare. Stop. Just trying to jump up on the counter. For rows 14 through 20, you're going to single crochet around. All right. I was about to continue, Lord. All right. So for row 21, you're going to, for the pattern, it's just going to say decrease on the sides of the legs and single crochet in between. Sort of how we did row 13, where we single crocheted around and increased on the sides. You're going to do the same exact thing, but this time it's a decrease. So because I already started sort of in the middle, because I don't have not stitch markers, I don't have slip stitches in this torso or this project in general. It sort of twirls instead of like stops. So because I'm already in the middle right here, depending on where you lined up, you want to make sure, like you did with the increases, that you line it up in the middle of that stitch. Miney. So because it's not lined up, I'm just going to start single crocheting around. If you start somewhere before that, just go ahead, make sure the stitch is lined up on the side and do your decrease. But because mine will probably line up once I come back around, I'm just going to start single crocheting down this side till I get to the other side of the leg. Now, I do want to point out that a decrease, of course, takes up 2 stitches. So you want to make sure that you look. So that stitch right there is my middle stitch. But you want to make sure, because a decrease takes up 2 stitches, that you're taking the first stitch from the stitch in front of the stitch that you're trying to line up, if that makes sense. So this is the stitch, the middle stitch that we're going into, but you're going to want to go into the stitch before that to do your decrease so that it will still line up. So again, as you can see, it's lined up down the middle. So I'm going to single crochet back around to my other part of my leg, and then I'll show you again if that didn't make sense. So I'm going to single crochet. All right, so I've gotten back to my other side. Now again, the stitch that I want to line it up with is this one. It's the one directly before the stitch marker. So again, because it decreases 2 stitches, you're going to go into that stitch before you get to the stitch that you want to make it down the middle, or that lines up to the middle. And you're going to go into that stitch, yarn over, go into the next stitch that's the middle stitch, and do your decrease. Now you're going to just single crochet into that stitch with the stitch marker and move your stitch marker up. And that is row 21. All right, now for row 22, you are just going to single crochet in every stitch around for row 22. And for row 24, you are also going to single crochet in every stitch around. I'm sorry about that. So when you're done with for rows 23 and 24, you're going to single crochet in every stitch around. All right, now for rows 20, excuse me, for row 25, you are going to decrease and single crochet around in every stitch. Now I'm just going to show like a little preview again. Remember, a decrease takes up 2 stitches. What is going on? Come on. Decrease and single crochet. Now that my sweet baby has calmed down and is good, I do want to... Oh, come on. My cat, Miney, who you guys have probably heard me address when I'm doing these tutorials, she recently got spayed. So if you hear her slightly meowing in the back, it's because she's in timeout because she decided to jump up on a counter that was out of her pay grade. She had no business jumping up on that. And she's looking at me very angrily right now, but it's for her own good, because I've heard people say that it's taken months for their cats to, you know, recover from spaying because they've ripped the incisions. And so far, from what I've seen and the doctors have seen, she's recovering very well. So I hate to put her in her kennel, because the most times I have her out because I don't want her to get stir crazy or develop any mental issues, because she has the cone too. We've opted for the onesie, but she has a cone too. And she's gotten used to the cone, but I prefer the onesie. But either way, I'm watching her literally like a hawk 24/7. And the cone gives me a little bit more It makes me feel a little bit better to know that she has the cone on because she can't get to the incision. But either way, I have to watch her so closely. But I don't want to leave her in there long at all. So if you hear a jingle or something, she's just walking around. But if you see the video pause multiple times, it's because I'm going to get her, make sure she doesn't have to jump up and down on anything. Um, because the reason she's up now is she jumped up on our counters, and our counters are really high, way too high for her to be jumping up with the incision that she has. So, like I said, if you hear any background noise or any jingles once I let her out or any pauses in the video, it's because I'm just going to get her and making sure she's within my eye line. That's also why some of the rows I've made beforehand, because I'm making them while I can watch her and not have to make them, while she's wandering around. I'm basically saying I'm keeping my eye on her really closely. So to do these, I do the stitch before or the row before, because it allows me to talk to her, keep her, company. Um, but for the most part, the stitches or the rows will be made on camera if it's something important. Like for this pattern, it was a decrease in single crochet. That really doesn't have to be shown because you can do it on your own. I mean, I showed it just now. But yeah, just things like that. It'll be shown. Um, so I just finished my row 20, my row 25. Yeah. Now, because the torso is looking a little um, squat for rows 26, I'm going to try row 26 and 27. We're just going to single crochet around. So make sure you're stuffing it and that it's, where's my thing? Make sure you're stuffing it and that it's pretty stuffed into the leg, because sometimes I made the mistake before in old projects of not stuffing it tight enough, and then it looks like the leg looks weird. See how that's sort of pressed in? I don't like that. So I try to push as much stuffing down there as possible so it's just taut. See, that one's still doing it too. But for rows 26 and 27, you're just going to single crochet around. Poor Panini. You're just going to single crochet. Actually, now that I did that, it looks, yeah. So rows 26 through 27, you're just going to single crochet around. All right, so I've done my rows 26 through 27. Now I'm going to start stuffing it just to see how much more it comes out. Because when I stuffed it, I pushed down the thing, the torso kind of got bigger because I pushed down more stuffing. So I'm going to see how much more I need to stuff, and that will determine how many rows left we'll have. And then after that, we'll finish up the torso, and then I'll show you how to, do the arms. Come on, thing. Yeah, that's good. But for those who do have cats, how worried were you on a scale of 1 to 10 about your animal? Because the place that we got ours done at, everybody made me feel really, really comfortable about it. I've never had this done for her before, and she's never had a procedure or anything. So it was really, really honestly nerve-wracking. But they made me feel so comfortable, and they took really good care of her. I'm really happy. I just feel really stressed and so like vigilant to make sure like she's not messing with it, licking it or whatever. It's just a lot, but I want my baby to be happy and healthy. All right, so this is the torso right now for row 20. Yeah, row row 28 was decrease in single crochet and repeat. For row 29, you are going to, hold on. Yeah, I just wrote that out. Okay, so for row 28, I'm sorry. For row 28, you are going to decrease and single crochet all the way around. I'm glad I caught that because that would have been uh, bad. But you're just going to decrease and single crochet and every stitch around for row 28. Wait, what was that? Oh, that was supposed to be a decrease, wasn't it? Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad we got it done. For those who do have cats, how long did it take your cat to recover from their surgery? I've heard some have, at least for girls, because I know neutering for boys are much quicker. The recovery process is much quicker. Um, some certain family members and friends told me that because, they're out of work or they're at school, that they weren't able to, watch them as much, because obviously you have to go to work, you got to get stuff done. And theirs took months to recover from because they kept licking the incision and things like that. I mean, I'm pulling all-nighters just to make sure that she's not messing with it. And I try to keep her out of her kennel as much as possible. I don't know if you guys can hear her, but I took her out and I think she learned her lesson because she's over there sitting in her cat bed. It's all right, baby. It's going to get better. All right. So that sort of closed it a little bit, but since we decreased single crocheted and repeat, because it's only this tiny little hole here, you're just going to continue doing a decrease in single crochet until it closes. So you really don't really need, well, I'm going to do it on camera. So for rows, I'm going to write this down just to make sure that I have it written down, because, just saying to close sometimes is not helpful. You want to see it. So I'm going to do, again, decrease single crochet until it closes. But I'm also need to stuff it because that hole is going to get really tiny really quickly. There we go. And I like stuffing the crap out of mine. I just feel like it gives it, excuse me, more body. Come on. I also didn't know that to have the procedure that your cat could be in heat while they had the procedure. I did not know that. I thought that they couldn't be in heat, but apparently they can. So, but I'm thankful. They said everything went well. She's recovering. She came home. She ate. She didn't poop. She pooped on the third day that she was home. But she was peeing, but you could tell she was lethargic. I know it's not funny. It's just slightly a little silly how they'll just sort of sit and stare into space because of their, the medication they were on. But yeah. So that's that. All right, there we go. So I'm just going to keep periodically stuffing as I go. That, I believe, was a decrease. So we're going to single crochet. Single crochet, decrease, single crochet, I'm trying to move my hand out the way so y'all can see it, but it's just going to get smaller and smaller. All right, decrease. All right, single crochet. Now, like I said, if you want to leave your stitch marker in, you can. It's really honestly no point for it. You're just going to keep doing it all the way around. So I've got my decrease. We're going to go back in, do that single crochet. I'm going to do a decrease again. And I'm going to stuff a little bit, or do I want it like that? Yeah, I'll just leave it like that so it can lean down a little bit. Decrease, single crochet. Actually, I don't like that. I'm going to try to see if I can stuff. Let me undo that for a couple stitches. I also didn't know they made all these sorts of mechanisms for, not mechanisms, but like things for cats. I don't even know they had cat onesies. I was so worried about her picking at it that I went and bought a baby onesie. But I never had a chance to put it on her because I ordered overnight shipping for the onesie and it came. So thankfully I didn't have to use it. But she does really well. She's just a little wobbly on her feet. But I think she's gotten used to the cone. She can eat and whatever. I just got to make sure it's clean. Because when she uses the bathroom, she digs into the, they smell it to make sure, I guess that everything's in working condition. And she'll sometimes get the litter in her cone. And I'll have to take it off and rinse it down. There we go. Oh, did y'all see that? I'm sorry. All right, now because that little hole, you can leave that open because it's not going to make much of a difference. I ended on a single crochet, so I'm just going to go into that next stitch and do a slip stitch and chain one. That having that hole open isn't going to make much of a difference because the head's going to go over it. So I like to leave a short tail on my torso because I leave a long tail on my head. So I'm just going to yarn through, pull that off. And this is your torso for Panini. Now the arms, I do want to say, are made the same exact way. The arms are made the same exact way as the legs are. So you can make the legs. That's done. Now what I am going to do now is I'm going to start, because I've already made the torso, I'm going to start working on the dress. So making dresses for me, I feel like it's easier to make it from the ground up, but you want to make sure the torso is done before you start on the dress. So with Panini's dress, it sort of flares out at the bottom. So I'm going to chain more around, chain a larger chain around the legs so that it will fray outwards. And I will probably do it around here. I mean, all this is going to be shown, obviously, but I'll do it right here because this is the first time me making it. So I'm making it as I'm going on the camera. So what I'm going to do is chain, sort of how I've done with, I believe, Shock. No, was that Shock? Lock, Shock, and yeah, Shock. You chain around it. I'll just do it. I talk too much. All right. So you're going to take your yellow yarn, because your dress is yellow, and you're still going to have your 3mm hook. So let me see what. Okay. I'm going to have to plug in my phone in a little bit. But you're going to make a slip stitch. Now I'm going to pause the video really quickly just to chain the amount that I need to, and then I'll come back and tell you how much you need to chain. All right, so I chained 52. And you can chain more or less depending on how you want your dress to look. It's entirely up to you. I chained 52, And when you wrap it around it, it leaves like just a little bit of space where you can like flare it out at the bottom. You see that little space right there? It leaves a little bit more space. And of course, she has like those little cones at the bottom of the dress. And you don't want the dress too long either. So it'll probably stop like right there. And I want to make sure I'm looking eyeballing that. So after I chained my 52, you can chain more or less if you want to. I'm just going to join it at the other end, slip stitch. Come on. And that's the only slip stitch you'll do in this thing. And you're also going to chain 1. That is the only slip stitch and chain 1 that you'll be doing, at least in the beginning. At the very end, to line it up, I just slip stitch into the next stitch to make it line up. But now for row, that's their starting row because you did the chain. For row 1, you're just going to single crochet in every stitch. Oh wait, give me one moment. Don't follow that yet. Hold on. All right, so I jumped ahead just a little bit just to make sure I got this right. So for our starting row, we single crocheted all the way around. And after you did that for rows 1, the starting row was just a chain. You chained and then you single crocheted around. I always count that as my starting row. I don't actually count it as a particular row. And then for rows 1 through 3, you're just going to single crochet around in every stitch. So that's going to look like this. I want the dress to be about this short up here, about mid-thigh, because a little bit of her leg is showing, and then she has her shoes, which I'm really going to try to replicate. And so I'm going to let you guys do that, or pause the video, and we're going to start going or decreasing up the up the dress as we go. So for row 4, what we're going to do is, hold on, give me one moment. All right, so for row 4, you are going to decrease and single crochet in every stitch around. So like we've been doing, oh, this isn't even in the camera, I'm sorry. You're just going to decrease and single crochet around everything. That's my decrease, that's my single crochet, decrease, my single crochet. I have to make a conscious decision to look into the camera when I'm doing this, because I'm looking at my hands and I want to make sure that it's clear for everyone to see. You're just going to do that pattern all the way around for row 4. Decrease and single crochet and every stitch around. Now I got back to my stitch marker and I did a single crochet because I don't want to do another decrease. I'm just going to do a single crochet in that stitch. So like me, if you got to the end and you can't do another decrease because your stitch marker is there, just do a single crochet. And this is how it's beginning to fit a little bit on the body. Just got a little mini skirt. It's cute. All right. Give me one moment. All right, I had to turn my air on and I have rain sounds playing for Miney to calm her down. So after you've done your row 4 of decreasing and single crocheting, for rows 5 through 20, you're going to single crochet in every stitch around for rows 5 through 20. Now I've already did that. You can pause the video and do your stitches. You want the dress to sort of fall like this because she also has the little cuffs that go down, which will bring the dress down lower. So you want it to fall about mid-thigh. And row 20 should get you to just the peak of the torso. Now I'm going to do one row, which will be row 21, of decreasing and single crocheting, just to sort of close it up here. But since her head is going to be bigger than the torso. If you want to continue to close it with decrease and single crochet, you can. But since it's going to be covered, it doesn't really matter. It's a personal preference. It's up to you. So I'm at my row 20, and I'm going to just do this now with it being on the body. I'm just going to decrease and single crochet around the entire row for row 21. I'm going to do a couple more stitches on camera, and then I'm going to leave to do that. And like I said, you can decide whether or not you want to continue doing decrease and single crochet, as long as it's not showing on the neck portion when you put your head down. If there's still pink showing, then you want to do that. But like I said, it doesn't really matter. Here we go. All right, so you're just going to continue. I may do another row just here, but let's just focus on row 21 right now, which is decreasing and single crocheting all the way around. All right, now I've sort of gotten back to the beginning. It's sort of peaked again like this. Now I'm going to leave mine like this because I feel like it covers pretty much everything, and the head will sit taut on the top. So it really doesn't matter. If you want to continue to close, you can, like I said. If not, to end this off, I'm just going to, whatever you ended on, a decrease or a single crochet, it doesn't really matter. You're just going to go into that next stitch and do a single slip stitch and chain one. And you're going to leave a short, it will however long tail, however you do your things. I'm just going to tuck that. I'll just move that there. And this is the dress. Now I'm going to start working on the bottom little cuffs here. And then after we're done with that, I'm going to just do the little green, the green heart, and we can move on to, I believe, the head. All right, now to do the bottom of the dress, I'm just going to start on the side, and you're going to take your, again, your 3-point hook. We haven't changed hooks yet. Going to go into a stitch. You can decide where you want to start. I'm going to start from the side, on the side, and you're going to just join your yarn to yarn over and do a single crochet to join that onto, let me show that again because that's already messing up. Come on, thing. Okay, we're not doing that. All right, I'm going to start again on the side. I'm going to go in. I'm going to yarn over. Is that enough? Yarn over, pull through a loop, yarn over, do a single crochet, and then you are just going to go into that same stitch and you're going to do, let me see, a half double crochet, one half double crochet. You're going to go in the same stitch, do another half double crochet, a third half double crochet, a fourth half double crochet. Let's see what the fifth one looks like. That might be a little bit. Fifth one. All right. And now so you did 5 half double crochet in that stitch, and you're going to go into the same stitch again. Oh, come on. You're going to go into the same stitch again, back in again, and you're going to slip stitch. Okay. Now you're going to go into the next stitch after that, and you're going to do a single crochet. Going to go into that next stitch, do a single crochet, and then you're going to go into that next stitch after. So you did your 5 half double crochet in that one stitch. You're going to go around and you're going to go into that next, and then you did your 5 half double crochet. You're going to single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Then you're going to do another 5 half double crochet. You're going to do a half double crochet, 5 half double crochet increases, sorry. So you're going to yarn over, go through, that's 1, yarn over, go through, that's 2, oh, come on, that's 2, this is 3, 4, and 5. Now after you did your 5 half double crochet, you're going to go into that same stitch again, and you're going to slip stitch. Now you're not going to chain 1, you're just going to go into that next stitch after that next stitch right next to it, and then the next 2 stitches you are going to put a single crochet. And now you're going to continue this pattern all the way around, but I will come back and periodically show you what mine looks like, just to so you know what it's meant to look like. I'm using scrap yarn, so I'll have tails that I need to sew in, but this is fine. So that's 2 single crochet. You're going to yarn over, go into that stitch, pull up all 3. That's your first one. That's the second one. This is the third one. This is the fourth one. And that is the 5th one. Now you're going to continue this all the way around. Like I said, and then remember, after all of that, you're going to go and do a slip stitch. Don't chain 1. You're going to go into the next stitch, that next stitch, and then the next 2 stitches you're going to do a single crochet. 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Now I'm going to do this until I get about here, just to show you where I'm at. Okay, so this is what I have so far. I've gotten to my side and I'm almost done. I just got to do the back part and then we can move on to the heart. Now I am going to show you how I end it, just for those who are confused, but just continue to do what you've been doing. I'm at my 2 single crochet, I believe, and I'm back on my next little hoop. Oh, and just to be clear, when I said disregard, when I said 5 half double crochet increases, because that could be confusing. You're just doing 5 half double crochets in the same stitch. I just want to make that clear, because a half double crochet increase, you would have more half double crochets in the stitch. If you follow that, disregard that. You're just doing 5 half double crochets and then a slip stitch in every one of these little hoop areas. I just wanted to make that clear. All right, now I've gotten to the end of the dress. So what I'm going to do is, I just finished my 5 half double crochets and my slip stitch. Now this is my last one. So I'm going to, again, just as we have been doing, do my half double crochet, my 5 half double crochets. That's the second one. This is the third one. This is the third one. This is the fourth one. What in the world is going on? And this is the 5th one. And you're going to do your slip stitch. And then you're just going to do, in those remaining stitches, you're going to just do a single crochet until you get to, well, just one single crochet and go into that next stitch, the stitch underneath your last little bow, and you're going to do a slip stitch and chain one. And I have to sew in my ends, but that's what it's sort of going to look like. A little frizz on the end. So I'm going to make a short little tail because, ow, that hurt. I'm going to pull that out. And this is what the dress looks like. All right. Now, I'll sew in my ends. I'll sew in that at the very end. But what I want to do now is I want to make the heart. And from what I have seen of Panini, she has the yellow is in her dress, and then she has the yellow in her little headband for her little cute little ears. So what I'm thinking about doing is, well, you only need yellow for one other part. So you put your yellow away for now, and you need your lime green yarn now. And it's the same thing. You're going to be using your 3mm hook again, and we're going to start on the heart. All right, so this is my first time making a heart by myself with no pattern. Me not following anybody else's pattern. So you're going to take your lime green yarn, and again, your 3mm hook, and you're going to make a magic circle. And you've already did your chain one to make that magic circle. Now you're going to chain 3 more. So 1, 2, 3. And that is your magic circle. Now, you're going to wrap your yarn around your hook 2 times. So that's 1, 2, 3 loops on your hook. You're going to go into that magic circle. You're going to yarn over, pull up 1. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through the last 2. So that's 3 sets of 2 that you'll be pulling into. And I believe this is called the treble stitch, though I don't know if I'm doing it as correctly as it's been made, but you're going to do 3 of these. So I'm going to show you again. You're going to go in, yarn over twice on your hook. So you're going to have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to go into that magic circle, yarn over, pull up 1 loop. You'll have 4 on your loop. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Last 2. And you're going to do that one more time. Don't forget to do your double wrap in that first, just 1 single crochet. Not single crochet. You pull through that 1 loop. Then you yarn over, pull through those second loops. Those last 2 loops. Pull over, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. All right, so that's sort of going to make it the tip part of the heart. Now, so I did 11 double crochet in the next stitch. So in the next stitches. So I did 11. So again, a double crochet is you yarn over, pull through. Wait, did I do that right? Yarn over, you pull through 2, pull through 2, if I'm correct. So you yarn over, you yarn over, go into that magic circle, pull through 1, pull through 2, and then pull through 2, if I remember correctly. And then you're just going to keep doing that. Double crochet. I feel like something about that is wrong. Let me check really quickly. I don't usually do half double crochets. I just want to make sure because I feel like I'm doing something extra in it than what it actually is. Okay, yeah, I was having a hard time. I don't know what I was doing. But you're going to do 11 double crochet. So this is 11, 10, 10, 9, 8, what is that? 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, I believe this is 1, but I'm going to count these because I feel like I miscounted. So you have that, that's the 3. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I made one more. All right, now after that, you are going to do those treble stitches that we did in the very beginning. You're going to do 4 of those in the very end. So you're going to yarn over again, go through that circle, just pull up a loop on that hook, and you're going to yarn over again, pull through 2, yarn over again, pull through 2, yarn over again, pull through 2. And you're going to do that 3 more times. Wait, I didn't wrap that twice. So yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We've got 2 more of those. Yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, come on, and yarn over, pull through 2. And last one. Miney, stop. No. All right, and that has started to form the the heart. All right, you're gonna go back in and you're gonna slip stitch. You're gonna slip stitch. You're gonna slip stitch into that stitch. I'm sorry about that. Now that is 1, 2, 3. Is that 4? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you're gonna just pull that down and you're gonna slip stitch into that magic circle. And then you're gonna pull that yarn. Ooh, I might have got it twisted. We're gonna pull that yarn shut like that. And you can form it however you want to. And then that's gonna make your little heart. You can chain 1, yarn off, and then that's just how it's gonna look in her chest. So I'm not gonna yarn off because I just use this for tutorial purposes. So I'm gonna unravel this, but just yarn off, finish making your heart. And then I believe I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you guys how to make the head.